Hello and welcome to Fantasy Football by Ben. Today, I'll be doing my rest of season rankings from week 12 and on. Alright, so first I have quarterbacks, my top 20 quarterbacks for rest of season. I'll do my top 20 running backs for rest of season, top 20 wide receivers for rest of season, and then I'll do my top 15 tight ends. Alright, starting with the quarterbacks. My rest of season rank quarterback at number 1 is Patrick Mahomes. Currently, he's the quarterback 2 so far this year, and his next 5 games are against Tampa, Denver, Dolphins, Saints, and Falcons. None of those defenses are too scary. I mean, the Saints have been playing really well. Tampa's been playing really well. But outside of those two defenses, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be number 1 scoring quarterback. And I think he could be the number 1 scoring quarterback even against those defenses. And so I have him ranked number 1 rest of season. At number 2, I have Russell Wilson, who's currently the quarterback 3. His next 5 games are the Eagles, Giants, Jets, Washington football team, and the Rams. I mean, the Rams are tough, but other than that, Russell Wilson doesn't really have a tough schedule rest of season, and I do think that he's a quarterback 3 right now, and I do think that going forward he could potentially get better and better. He started off really well for the beginning of the season. He was a quarterback 1 for 7 weeks, and so I think that he could potentially get up to the quarterback 2, passing the next guy who I have in line right now. I have Kyler Murray he's currently quarterback 1, and I have him ranked 3rd for the rest of the season. His next 5 games are against the Patriots, Rams, Giants, Eagles, and 49ers. So, Patriots defense is okay. It's not great. Rams defense is tough. 49ers defense is okay. Eagles defense is okay. And so, the Giants defense against quarterbacks is not very good. And so, I think Kyler Murray can finish to the top 3 quarterback. Right now, he's quarterback 1. Justin Herbert is who I have at number 4. He's currently QB 7. His next 5 games are against the Bills, Patriots, Falcons, Raiders, and Denver Broncos. So, Bills, I don't think they have a really great defense. They're not very good against quarterbacks. Patriots are pretty good against quarterbacks. Falcons are not very good against quarterbacks. Raiders are not very good against quarterbacks. Denver is not very good against quarterbacks. So I do think that Justin Herbert has a pretty easy rest of schedule, and I do think that he's going to finish as the top 4 quarterback rest of season for the next 5 weeks. For my quarterback 5 for rest of season, I have Josh Allen, who is currently quarterback 4. His next 5 games are against the Chargers, 49ers, Steelers, Broncos, Patriots. I do think that the Steelers are a tough defense, obviously. I do think that the Patriots are okay. Denver's okay. Chargers are not great, and the 49ers are okay. I do think that Josh Allen will finish as the top 5 QB rest of season. So right now I have him ranked 5th rest of season. Obviously, if any of these guys get hurt that I say, or something happens where they're going to be out for a couple weeks, potentially, they're going to be moved down a little bit. But as of right now, I have Josh Allen at quarterback 5 rest of season. At number 6, I have Aaron Rodgers, who is currently quarterback 5. His next 5 games are against the Bears, Eagles, Lions, Panthers, and Titans. Bears are really good against the pass. Eagles are okay. Lions are not so great. Panthers are not really good against quarterbacks. And then the Titans are not very good against quarterbacks. So Aaron Rodgers' rest of season realistically could be higher. But as of right now, I do think that I'm going to rate him as a quarterback 6 for rest of season. I mean, obviously, if something happens, like I said with Josh Allen, when I was talking about other quarterbacks as well, if something happens, obviously they move up or move down. And so I do think that right now at 6 is fine for Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a solid quarterback going forward. At number 7, I have Deshaun Watson, who's currently quarterback 6. His next 5 games are against the Lions, which happened on Thursday. He did phenomenal. The Colts, tough defense. Bears, tough defense. Colts, tough defense. Bengals are not very good against quarterbacks. So I do think that Deshaun Watson will have a good rest of season, but not great. I do think he's like a quarterback you're going to start no matter what, but I do think that he's got a tougher schedule rest of season. At number 8, I have Lamar Jackson, currently quarterback 9. His next 5 games are against the Steelers, which he's going to miss because of COVID. Cowboys, Browns, Jaguars, and Giants. Cowboys are not good against quarterbacks. Browns are not good against quarterbacks. Jaguars are not good against quarterbacks. Giants are not great against quarterbacks either. And so this could be a really big show for Lamar Jackson, but I do think it's going to hurt him rest of season missing against the Steelers. At number 9, I have Ryan Tannehill, who's currently quarterback 10. His next 5 games are the Colts, tough defense, Browns, which are not great against quarterbacks, Jaguars, which are not good against quarterbacks, Lions, which are not good against quarterbacks, and the Packers, which are their middle pack. They tend to be sometimes a little bit like towards like helpful to quarterbacks, but I do think that Ryan Tannehill has a really good rest of season matchup ratings. I do like his rest of season schedule, and I have Ryan Tannehill at my quarterback 9 rest of season. At quarterback 10 rest of season, I have Tom Brady, who's currently quarterback 8, and his next 5 games are the Chiefs. He has a bye week, Vikings, Falcons, and Lions. I do think that Tom Brady is top 10 for sure rest of season. The bye is going to hurt him, obviously, but I do think that him being a QB8 right now, I think that really helps him. And I do think rest of season, especially since Lamar's missing time and also Teddy Bridgewater will have a bye week too. So I do think that Tom Brady could finish the top 10 QB rest of season. At number 11, I have Ben Roethlisberger, currently QB 11. And so I have him ranked exactly where he is for the whole season. His next 5 games are against the Ravens, Washington, Bills, Bengals, and Colts. Ravens are tough, which is this weekend, which is actually got moved to Tuesday. And Washington's okay. Bills are not so great. Bengals are not so great, and the Colts are good against quarterbacks. And so I do think that with those 2 tough games, I do have him ranked at 11. I would have him ahead of Tom Brady, but I do think that with those 2 tough games, I think that it's going to hurt Ben Roethlisberger more than it's going to hurt Tom Brady with the bye weeks. I mean, obviously, it can hurt more than the bye weeks, but Tom Brady doesn't play a whole ton of tough defenses when he's playing. He's got a really easy rest of schedule. At number 12, I have Carson Wentz, currently QB 14. His next 5 games are against the Seahawks, which are not good against QBs, Packers, which are mediocre, Saints, which are good, Cardinals, which are not so good, Cowboys, which are not so good. And so I do think that Carson Wentz will finish at the top 12 QB rest of season, and I have Carson Wentz at number 12 right now. Matt Ryan, I have at 13. He's currently quarterback 12. His next 5 games are against the Raiders, the Saints, Chiefs, Buccaneers, and the Chargers. I mean, Raiders are not good. Saints are good against QBs. Chargers are not great. Buccaneers are good. Chiefs are pretty good. And so I do think Matt Ryan has a pretty tough rest of schedule, so I didn't have him ranked higher because I would most likely have him ahead of Carson Wentz because I think he's a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, but his rest of season schedule is a lot tougher than Carson Wentz's, so I do think that having Matt Ryan at 13, one below Carson Wentz, makes a lot of sense. My number 14 quarterback rest of season is Cam Newton. He's currently quarterback 18. His next 5 games are against the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Rams, Dolphins, and Bills. Cardinals aren't great against quarterbacks. Chargers aren't great against quarterbacks. Rams are good. Dolphins are pretty good. And Bills are not very good. And so I think Cam Newton's rest of season schedule is fairly easier. And it'll definitely move him up from his quarterback 18. And so I ranked him quarterback 14 rest of season. And I do think he's going to finish his quarterback 14 rest of season. At number 15, I have Teddy Bridgewater, who's currently quarterback 13. He hasn't had his bye week yet, so obviously that factors in. And his next 5 games are against the Vikings. They have a bye week. Denver, Packers, and Washington. I do think that the Vikings are a pretty easy defense. The bye week's going to hurt him fantasy-wise, production, or like quarterback rating-wise, but I do think he will bounce back with Denver, the Packers, and Washington, which are not all great. Like, they're not great defenses. And especially with the Packers, if they get up in that game, they tend to play a lot of zone, so I think they're going to back off with Teddy Bridgewater. And so I like Teddy Bridgewater rest of the season. I have him at number 15. At number 16, I have Tua, who is currently quarterback 37. His next 5 games are the Jets, Bengals, Chiefs, Patriots, and Raiders. Jets are not good. Bengals aren't very good. Chiefs are okay. And I don't think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. And Tua doesn't throw the ball a whole lot, so I think against the Chiefs he might have to throw the ball quite a bit. Patriots are okay, and the Raiders are not very good. And the reason why he's quarterback 37 right now is because he didn't start the season, and he didn't come into playing until week 7 or week 6. So, and he only played one drive. So, Tua's quarterback 37. I think he's going to finish as a top 20 quarterback. I have him at quarterback 16 rest of season. At number 17, I have Matt Stafford, who's currently quarterback 19. His next 5 games are against the Texans, which was played on Thursday. He didn't do bad. He didn't do great. Bears, which is tough. Packers, which is okay. Titans, and then Buccaneers. I do think, though, that rest of season, I think Matthew Stafford, when he gets DeAndre Swift back and Kenny Galladay, I do think that he's going to be a better quarterback than he was before earlier in the season. At number 18, I have Jared Goff, currently quarterback 15. His next 5 games are against the 49ers, the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Seahawks. 49ers are pretty tough, but they're not amazing against quarterbacks. Cardinals are not good against quarterbacks. Patriots are okay against quarterbacks. Jets are horrible, and Seahawks are horrible. And so Jared Goff has an easier schedule rest of season than Matthew Stafford, but I do think in a lot of those games, they have a very high potential of being up by a lot and not really throwing the ball a whole lot and trying to get Cam Akers involved. And so I do think that's what they're going to try to do later in the season. At number 19, I have Derek Carr, who's currently quarterback 17. His next 5 games are against the Falcons, Jets, really bad defenses, Colts, Chargers, Dolphins. Chargers and Dolphins are the only 2 tough ones out of those. And the Chargers are not good, Falcons are not good, and Jets are not good against quarterbacks. And so I do think that he could finish as a top 20 quarterback rest of season, and I have him ranked 19 for rest of season. At number 20, I have Alex Smith, who's quarterback 39 right now. His next 5 games are the Cowboys, which was already played. He only scored 7 points or was. Steelers, which is tough. 49ers, Seahawks, Panthers. I think they have a pretty good chance of being behind in most of those games, so they're going to have to throw the ball quite a bit. And Alex Smith, that would only benefit Alex Smith in the right direction. And I think he'll start throwing touchdowns. I really hope so. I have Alex Smith inside my top 20 quarterbacks for the rest of the season. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new. I'll be posting 3 more videos today, so be prepared for those. I hope you enjoy. See you in the next one. Peace.